And as John's well aware, because we talked about it on SportsCenter last Saturday, we've been over this, but we did have Ryan Clark. We didn't have a coach. And Rex, I'm really interested in your perspective of what you would have done and what Campbell would have done in speaking with an official after you told him what was going to happen on the field in that game, which John told me you told him every single time when you walked out there what's about to happen on the field. If you'd have gone over a play, what would you have been saying?
Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, I would have loved to have had this guy as our official because he was the absolute best. And literally, we would exchange pleasantries or whatever, and then I would say, hey, John, do you have any trick plays? He would ask me. I'll go, yes, we do. And here's a 2-point play that there's a chance that we can run, and it's going to be a tackle-eligible play. So I'm going to put a wide out here. I'm going to have number 70 here. I'm going to have 58 on the line of scrimmage over here. We're going to show this look. I'm going to have a receiver here. I'm going to have another receiver here. And I'm actually going to start with a running back out here. But the final formation, I'm going to have the quarterback here, running back here. I'm going to bring 58 back in to line up here. And I'll motion and I'll shift this guy here.
What do you got, like a cocktail napkin? What do you got?
Then,
what are you bringing out
but
there
this is what we're going to show, and then how this is going to work.
Okay.
And so you would show exactly how you would do it, and then this is the guy that I'm going to throw it back to, tackle eligible. I also know, and John would get you in on this, what's the first thing you're going to tell me about with 68?
I'm going to ask you, Rex, is 68 going to report? Does he know he needs to report?
Exactly. So John would say, make sure 68 reports eligible. Absolutely, John. I'm going to make sure that I have him report. That's how it goes. And that's the conversation that literally John and I would have, but we would go over the exact thing.
Okay.
And into the details about how I'm going to have 58 out here, showing a loaded formation to the defense. Because remember, defenses defend formations.
Of course.
And that's why I'm going to give them the illusion of this and then run the play to the throwback. But that's actually any trick play we would go over before the situation.
And
we would.
But Campbell suggested that that's what they attempted to do. And then, John, I guess the dust is now settled. Sort of a final analysis of what happened, what they get right, and if there's anything that you think they missed, where would we focus on that?
Yeah, we're going to take a look at a few things. And what I want to do is break this play down in reverse. We're going to start at the very end. The officials should have reported illegal formation because they felt number 70 did report, and he cannot be covered by number 58. Immediately, as soon as 58 covers him, illegal formation. That should have been announced. In the meat of this play, in the middle, is when it really gets muddy and needs a lot of things cleaned up. Number one, it's legal for multiple people to report. This happens on almost every punt play in the National Football League. Number two, if you're going to use substitution and attempt to confuse your opponents, it's unsportsmanlike conduct. How is that managed? It's managed by the teams. All 32 teams know officials are looking for a visual signal, and it's the report to the referee. The referee then uses the microphone and then points to the eligible receivers. Officials don't listen for the reporting of that player. They're looking for the signal, the nonverbal signal. It's too loud, and keep in mind, they have an earpiece in their ear, and there's an entire different world of conversation going on amongst the officials. Decker did not use any nonverbal signals. He probably did voice that he was reporting, and it was missed. Look, that being said, on the side of the officials, when a coach like Rex or Dan walks through a specific play, 4 hours later, you have to recognize it. You also have to recognize that there's three big fellas out there, and you have to know that they're gaming with the substitution. If there was any doubt amongst the crew, somebody needed to come in and say, prior to setting up this next snap, let's make sure, because Coach Dan said it'd be 68, not 70. What do? You go directly to your quarterback. You go directly to Jared. Jared, I'm getting ready to report number 70. Is it 70 or 68 before I report? If he tells you 68, that's the way that you go. At the end of this, In the beginning of the play, the field judge was the first person responsible, and he acknowledged 70 coming off of the bench and using the universally accepted nonverbal signal. The hand is up, and the right hand swipes the chest at least twice. That's why Brad Allen immediately went to him. There was no doubt in this crew's mind that 70 did report.
In this crew's mind, I think is the key thing, because where we were stuck on Saturday night, John, is that I'm hearing Goff say Decker reported, Skipper didn't. I'm hearing Skipper say I didn't say anything. I'm hearing Decker say I reported. I see what you saw, but Rex, you saw something that could indicate that they're signaling a formation group,
right,
correct?
Yeah, a personnel, because what I see, if we can somehow get that back to that very last one that John had for us when he's running right here. If you can freeze it right here. Watch how the offensive personnel, they are all looking at Decker. And Decker is making a thing. When we used to call it a jumbo, we used to run in like this.
Right.
All right, they are running in like this. But that is clearly a muscle man type pose. It is not with a hand open. It is a closed thing. He is showing like a muscle man thing, which is a jumbo formation. And his offhand, which we can't see, is probably showing how many guys are 2 extra linemen in the game, something like this or like this. That's what we can't see here.
So that right hand could be telling you how many linemen there are, and that could easily have been misinterpreted to John's point, correct?
To John's point, exactly. But the offense, and this is where it gets him, the offense, he's clearly running on the field, and when you see his teammates, they're all looking at him like, okay, it's jumbo with 2 extra linemen in the game. And that's why, to me, that's what this guy's doing. And that's what the issue is. The hot button issue right now is you can see where the confusion is.